Have I ever told you how much I hate the Washington Post newspaper? I fucking hate and despise the Washington Post newspaper, Washington, D.C. Publication. You know, these people, man, they fucking piss me off. They don't even seem like real journalists. It just seems like people that got a job to sit and be cynics and to be critics and to not have any journalistic integrity. Anything that you would find in a formal classroom setting of graduates, people who have studied journalism at length and know the art and science of journalism. It's just the shit that they write, man, is just totally fucking over the top, and it's really unnerving. You know, I'm reading this article, the Washington Post, Friday, January 14, 2011. It's a review of the Green Hornet, and I'm on page 30. You can find this information somewhere, perhaps online. And, it's like every movie that comes out, the Washington Post has to say something fucking stupid. They just have to say some stupid-ass shit. You know, I'm tired. You know, I didn't read the Washington Post for nearly a year. And even when I had read the Washington Post, it wasn't for very long. It was like two times. But I've noticed that every time that I've read something from the Washington Post, it's just been stupid shit. Fucking just dumbass shit, man. The shit that they say, they're just pure haters. They act high and mighty, holier than thou. If everybody in America's like, dude, I fucking love the Green Hornet movie, man, everything, it's like, okay, it's like a fake review. It's like the review that I'm reading is like a review that pretends to give a good rating to the movie, The Green Hornet. It's like, yeah, I'm going to start off by pretending like this is like a good review of the movie. But the more you read into it, man, you notice this subtle hater shit. You know, some people, they just skim articles. They don't really read too much into it. And let me also say, I'm a person who likes to see a movie before I read any reviews. But in this case, I happened to be, scanning some information, and I saw this, and I was like, you know what? I bet the Washington Post gave a not so good review of the movie. I bet they said some stupid ass shit about the Green Hornet. And sure enough, that's what I see here. It says that, it starts off, and it's like, and this is Kois. Kois is a freelance reviewer, and he or she, I don't even know who this person is, starts by pretending as if this person is Batman, and says that this information about the movie was found in an envelope in front of the Washington Post headquarters or some shit like that. I don't know, something about some information in an envelope and blah blah blah. So the person who's writing this review is pretending to be Batman, giving a review of the Green Hornet. You're thinking, oh, well, the Washington Post, for once, is like giving a positive review of the Green Hornet. But then it goes on to say, quote, but I really just want to make it clear that I am personally offended that someone would make a silly superhero movie. That's unacceptable. They couldn't even get a dark and complicated director such as Christopher Nolan to direct it. Instead, it's directed by Michael Gondry. Michael Gondry, end quote. So, it's like you're led to believe that it's a positive review of the Green Hornet. But the person goes on to say, as I just quoted, that person is offended that someone would make a silly superhero movie. And then, there's other things in here. And then at the end, quote, sigh, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Or in this case, a joke. Well, let me employ sarcasm. Well done, Seth Rogen and Michael Gondry. You made a superhero movie for people who thought the Dark Knight needed to lighten up. That's so funny, I forgot to laugh. No, seriously, I forgot to laugh. I actually don't know. I don't actually know how. Alfred. I mean, it's like, dude, what? I mean, it's like, there's always a slight, man. There's always somebody that's got to say something fucking stupid. That's just some stupid shit, man. In my opinion, in my view. That's my view of this article by this freelance reviewer of the Washington Post. Like I said, you're led to believe at the beginning of this article that it's a positive review of the movie The Green Hornet, and then you get to the end, and it's just like a fucking slap in your face, man. Everybody else is like, man, The Green Hornet, pretty much, I mean, vast, amount of people, the majority of people, they're like, yeah, the Green Hornet, man, that's the movie, you gotta check it out. But the Washington Post, nah, man, nah, they always have to say something. It's like they employ people that are fucking haters, man. That's what they do. They employ haters. Haters, man. You're into something, you're enjoying it, you're like, yeah, man, I'm feeling this vibe. It's like most people are digging it. And then you read some shit from the Washington Post, man, and it's not even objective. It's not even objective. It's just some stupid shit. Stupid, man. I mean, you don't even, it's like, I read this, and as a college English honor student, it doesn't even make sense to me, okay? It's like, the person is misleading you, and going back and forth. It's like you either like the movie or you don't. It's real simple. Do you like the movie or you don't like the movie? And this person, you don't know, if you're on the surface with the information, you don't really know if the person does or not at first. And then you delve deeper into it, you look at it, and you're like, wait a second, man, this whole thing is a ruse. This is just subterfuge that this person is using to fucking draw you in. And it's going back and forth. It's like, no, seriously. But no, it's a joke. But no, it's a silly movie. No, it's a silly superhero movie. No, for real. Like, I'm offended. Oh, you're offended by the Green Hornet that a vast majority of Americans and people around the world are enjoying? You're offended? And you're saying it's a silly superhero movie. If it's a silly superhero movie and you're offended by it, then why do you start off by saying that that the movie, whatever you say at the beginning, whatever you said at the beginning of your article doesn't even, it's inconsequential. It doesn't even fucking count. It doesn't even make, who gives a fuck, okay? Because what I've highlighted here is what I said, that you said, what I've quoted you as saying, quote, but really, I just want to make it clear that I am personally offended that someone would make a silly superhero movie. That's unacceptable, end quote. So, just to let everybody in the world know, if you're reading the Washington Post review of Green Hornet, you have to read the whole thing word for word, iota. Don't just read the first few paragraphs. Read the whole fucking thing, okay? Because it's some bullshit. And again, you're led to believe that the person who wrote this thing has given the movie a positive review because like 85% of the article, purports to be, it looks as if it's a positive review, but it's really not. That's only to draw you in so that when you're like, yeah, man, oh man, everybody's saying the Green Hornet's awesome. Even the Washington Post, when you get to the end of the article, it's basically like, fuck you and fuck the Green Hornet and fuck this vibe that everybody is feeling. It's a good vibe. Yeah, fuck this movie. It's a silly superhero movie. Nah, check this out, man. Fuck the Washington Post newspaper. Fuck these haters at the Washington Post newspaper that always have something stupid, plainly haterific, haters. You are at the fucking Washington Post. I don't read your newspaper anymore, man. I told myself I shouldn't read this shit a year ago. And then, what did I do? I found myself thinking, well, you know what? Maybe I should read the Washington Post a year down the road. And I did. And it was a mistake. And I'm not going to do it anymore, man. Fuck the Washington Post, you motherfucking punk-ass, hating-ass fucking newspaper. Always trying to ruin people's good moods and vibes and shit. Because, I mean, what kind of journalism is that? Huh? What kind of journalism is some shit like, yeah, everybody else seems to be having a good time, so we're going to be some party poopers. We're going to slip in this little fucking hate move. We're going to slide this in, and we're going to hate. We're going to be haters, and we're going to say some hater shit. I'm tired of hearing hater shit from fucking your types, okay? I'm tired of hearing your bullshit from your fucking dumbass newspaper. And I'm going to tune out of you. I'm going to go to millions of other sources of information, and I'm never going to give you a fucking penny of my money because, you have this history of being haters and pulling these kinds of fucking moves. And this isn't a good article. The article is not well written. It's poorly written. It's vague. It goes back and forth. And you really have to spend a whole lot of time out of your day to read into this thing to only find out it's some typical shit from the Post.